Salutations, gumshoes and couch detectives. You've just clicked into Insightful Jan's Lair, your #1 spot for decoding the cryptic universe of comics. Brace yourselves tonight, for we're not just flipping pages, we're sleuthing through the best of top 25 crime and mystery comic capers. Fancy yourself a Sherlock of the sofa? Get a kick from a naughty conundrum? Well, you've landed in your cozy armchair of crime solving. Hold on to your deerstalkers, because there's a plot twist. We're not merely tallying up tomes. For our seasoned but green comic aficionados, we're cross-referencing these graphic gems with the silver screen's slickest whodunits. If a flick had you riveted, wait till its illustrated twin works its magic. Every comic in our arsenal is armed with a tantalizing teaser, just enough zest to tempt, not enough to tell. We're like the Cupid of crime, setting you up on blind dates with movies that could be these comics' long-lost relatives. Our mantra? Love the movie? Wait till you get a load of its comic soulmate. From the shadow-laden alleyways of noir to the cerebral labyrinths of mystery, our selection is a masterclass in the art of the cliffhanger. So, dust off your spyglasses and don your most dapper detective gear as we embark on an escapade into the murky mazes and serpentine storylines of the finest crime and mystery comics in the biz. Who knows? By the time the credits roll on this video, you may just have unearthed your next graphic novel obsession. Position number 25. Goldfish, Image Comics. Goldfish is a crime comic series created by Brian Michael Bendis that follows the story of a con artist aptly nicknamed Goldfish. Returning to his hometown, Goldfish's main objective is to reconnect with and retrieve his son whom he has never met. His path to redemption is fraught with challenges as he must confront figures from his past and deal with the consequences of his previous life of crime. The narrative weaves a tale of intrigue and personal struggle, as Goldfish's journey is marked by deception, violence, and the harsh realities of the criminal underworld. The series is known for its sharp dialogue, complex characters, and Bendis's distinctive noir-influenced artwork. Number 24. Sam and Twitch Image Comics. Sam and Twitch is a comic series centered on the characters Sam Burke and Maximilian Twitch Williams, who are originally from Todd McFarlane's Spawn universe. The series takes a step back from the supernatural focus of Spawn and grounds itself more in reality, though it is still set in a city where the supernatural can and does occasionally bleed through. The duo is known for being two of the few good cops in a corrupt police force. Sam is the brawny and brash detective, while Twitch is a sharpshooting, intellectual partner. Together, they tackle some of the city's most challenging cases, often dealing with the worst human depravities, and sometimes these cases have ties to the occult or otherworldly events. The series is praised for its realistic portrayal of detective work, its character development, and its dark, atmospheric storytelling. At number 23. Mr. X Vortex Comics. Mr. X is a series that merges the moodiness of noir with the imaginative possibilities of science fiction. Created by Dean Motter, the comic is set in the futuristic and architecturally sophisticated city of Radiant City. The protagonist, known only as Mr. X, is a man shrouded in mystery who returns to Radiant City to fix the psychitecture, a form of architecture that affects the minds of the city's inhabitants. That he originally designed and that has gone terribly wrong, leading to widespread madness and despair. As Mr. X delves deeper into the city's problems, he must also grapple with his own psychological issues and face a corrupt system that stands in the way of his quest for redemption. The series is celebrated for its unique visual style, blending Art Deco and futuristic designs, as well as its cerebral themes that question the impact of environment on human behavior. Position 22. Murder Me Dead, El Capitan. Murder Me Dead, by David Lapham, is a modern noir comic that tells the story of a man whose life is turned upside down following the apparent suicide of his estranged wife. Driven to uncover the truth, he finds himself descending into his own past, where he must confront long-buried secrets and navigate a dangerous landscape of old relationships and new enemies. The story is steeped in the traditions of noir, with a protagonist who is both suspect and detective in a case that becomes increasingly complex as it unfolds. The graphic novel is acclaimed for its intricate plotting, rich character development, and Lapham's ability to evoke a sense of dread and tension throughout the narrative. At 21. Sheriff of Babylon Vertigo/DC Comics. Sheriff of Babylon is a gripping crime and war drama set in the chaotic backdrop of Baghdad's Green Zone during the aftermath of the Iraq War. Created by Tom King, who draws from his own experiences as a CIA operative, and artist Mitch Gerards, the story weaves a complex narrative of murder and conspiracy. It centers on Chris Henry, an American military consultant tasked with training a new Iraqi police force. When one of his trainees is found dead, Henry is propelled into an investigation that pulls him into the murky depths of the war's shadowy aftermath, where he must navigate the cultural and political intricacies of a society reeling from the effects of occupation and conflict. At 20. The Last of the Innocent, Marvel's icon. The Last of the Innocent, part of Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips' Criminals series, presents a unique blend of crime narrative with a nostalgic throwback to classic Americana comics reminiscent of Archie. The story centers around Riley Richards, a man who seems to have it all but is deeply dissatisfied with his life. Longing for the simplicity and innocence of his youth, Riley finds himself caught in a life he no longer wants, a loveless marriage, a job he hates, and the temptations of illicit affairs and easy money. As Riley plots to reclaim the life he believes he deserves, the story takes dark turns, exploring the themes of nostalgia, the loss of innocence, and the destructive nature of greed and ambition. It's a tale that questions whether one can ever truly go back to a simpler time or if that simplicity was ever really there to begin with. Number 19. Parker Series, IDW Publishing. The Parker series by Darwin Cook, published by IDW Publishing, is a set of graphic novel adaptations of Richard Stark's, a pseudonym for Donald E. Westlake, crime novels. The series centers on the character Parker, a cold and methodical professional thief who is ruthless and efficient in his criminal pursuits. Parker is a classic anti-hero. He is not a man to cross or betray. Throughout the series, readers are taken on a journey through various heists, schemes, and close calls, as Parker navigates the criminal underworld with a strict code of conduct that sets him apart from the more chaotic elements of the crime world. Cook's adaptations are known for their stylish artwork and faithful recreation of the novel's hard-boiled tension and atmosphere. Position 18. The Killer. The Killer, a graphic novel series by Mats and Luke Jackeman, delves into the mind and soul of a professional hitman, offering a deep psychological exploration of a man who lives outside the bounds of traditional morality. The series is a character study that examines the protagonist's thoughts and feelings about his own existence, the nature of his work, and how it affects his worldview and relationships. It's a meditation on solitude, the ethics of killing for money, and the psychological toll that such a lifestyle exacts on a person. The narrative is not just about the act of killing. It's a story about isolation, identity, and the quest for meaning in a morally ambiguous world. Number 17. Green River Killer, a true detective story, Dark Horse Comics. Green River Killer, a true detective story, is a graphic novel that takes an in-depth look into the investigation of one of the most infamous serial killers in American history, the Green River Killer. The novel is written by Jeff Jensen, whose father was a detective on the case, and illustrated by Jonathan Case. The story provides a detailed account of the long and arduous investigation, spanning 2 decades, that eventually led to the capture of Gary Ridgway. It presents a compelling and often harrowing portrait of both the dogged investigation by law enforcement and the tragic lives of the victims. Through its gritty and realistic depiction, the graphic novel pays tribute to the dedication of the detectives involved, especially Jensen's father, and offers insights into the complexity of the human psyche. Number 16. The Question, DC Comics. The Question is a comic book series from DC Comics featuring Vic Sage, known as The Question, who is a journalist turned masked vigilante in the fictional, corrupt city of Hub City. The series is known for its noir aesthetic and its focus on moral and philosophical dilemmas. Vic Sage, after uncovering corruption that he cannot fight through traditional means, takes on the alter ego of The Question, using a special mask that renders his face featureless and utilizing his investigative skills to uncover the truth. The series often explores themes such as the nature of identity, the concept of justice versus vengeance, and the gray areas of morality that challenge the clear-cut notions of right and wrong. At position 15. Cain, Dancing Elephant Press. Cain is a comic book series by Paul Grist that chronicles the experiences of a police detective named Cain in the fictional city of New Eden. The series is known for its unique storytelling approach, often blending crime-solving with deeper examinations of its main character's troubled past and moral complexities. Cain is a flawed hero, dealing with the ramifications of his actions both as a detective confronting the city's crime and within the police force itself, which is rife with its own internal issues. The narrative also delves into Cain's personal life, showing how his work impacts his relationships and his own psyche. Grist's work is notable for its sharp dialogue, distinctive artwork, and the way it addresses themes of redemption and justice in an unvarnished urban landscape. Number 14. Whiteout, Oni Press. Whiteout is a graphic novel that combines elements of a crime thriller with the unique and desolate setting of Antarctica. Written by Greg Rucka with art by Steve Lieber, the story introduces us to U.S. Marshal Carrie Stetko, who finds herself tasked with solving a murder in a place where the environment is as deadly as a killer on the loose. The harsh Antarctic elements and the isolated setting amplify the suspense, as Stetko races against time and the elements to catch the murderer before the continent is enveloped in darkness with the coming of winter. The series is acclaimed for its stark storytelling and strong character development, with the Antarctic serving as a character in its own right. At 13. Stumptown, Oni Press. Stumptown is a crime comic series that features a private investigator named Dex Perios, a sharp-witted and tough-as-nails detective with a penchant for finding trouble. Set in Portland, Oregon, Dex takes on a variety of cases that often lead her into the city's dark underbelly. Written by Greg Rucka and illustrated by Matthew Southworth, the series is notable for its strong character development and complex, morally ambiguous protagonist. Dex deals with complicated personal issues, including gambling debts, complicated family dynamics, and her own past mistakes, all while navigating the dangerous waters of her profession. The stories in Stumptown are grounded, gritty, and often interlaced with a dry sense of humor, offering a fresh take on the detective genre with its realistic portrayal of a woman who refuses to back down. Number 12. Torso, Image Comics. Torso is a true crime graphic novel that delves into the chilling events surrounding the Cleveland Torso murderer, a notorious serial killer who terrorized Cleveland in the 1930s. Written by Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Andreyko, the story follows the legendary lawman Elliot Ness, famous for his efforts to bring down Al Capone, as he becomes Cleveland's safety director and takes on the case that would challenge his reputation and his sanity. The novel portrays the gruesome details of the killings, where the victims were dismembered, leaving the police with little evidence to work with. As Ness dives deeper into the investigation, the graphic novel explores the themes of obsession, the limits of justice, and the darkness of the human psyche. Position 11. Miss, Better Living Through Crime. Miss, Better Living Through Crime is a graphic novel set against the backdrop of 1920s New York, a period marked by its distinctive jazz music, Prohibition-era gangsters, and the Harlem Renaissance. The narrative crafted by Philippe Thirault, Mark Ryu, and Mark Vigorix introduces us to Nola and Slim, two characters from very different backgrounds who find common ground in their willingness to skirt the law. Nola is a white woman who rebels against a predetermined path of privilege and domesticity, while Slim is a black man seeking to rise above the systemic racism and limited opportunities available to him. Together, they form an unlikely partnership in crime, navigating the dangerous terrains of organized crime, corruption, and violence, all while grappling with the complexities of race and forbidden love in an era of societal upheaval. Hey everyone, I hope you're enjoying the video so far. If you found the list interesting and it's adding value to your day, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to bring more content like this to you. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is the best way to stay updated with our latest videos. Plus, it's completely free and just a click away. Also, make sure to ring that notification bell. This way, you'll get notified every time we upload a new video, so you won't miss any of our exciting updates. Thanks for your support, and now let's dive back into our list. Entering our top 10 list of crime and mystery bestsellers. At number 10, Black Sad, Dargod. Black Sad is a European comic series that stands out for its unique blend of anthropomorphic characters and classic film noir elements. Created by Juan Diaz Canales and Juanjo Garnido, the series is set in a version of the 1950s where all characters are animals with human characteristics. The protagonist, John Black Sad, is a hard-boiled cat detective who navigates a murky world rife with crime, racial tensions, and political intrigue. Each story arc delves into different elements of 1950s American society, from the Red Scare to the Civil Rights Movement, using the anthropomorphic setting to explore these issues in a nuanced and impactful way. Position 9. Scene of the Crime, Vertigo/DC Comics. Scene of the Crime is a noir detective series by Ed Brubaker, with art by Michael Lark and Sean Phillips. The story follows Jack Harriman, a young private investigator, who takes up office in his uncle's San Francisco-based crime scene cleanup shop. This proximity to the aftermath of crime fuels his work. Harriman is drawn into a complicated case when he's asked to locate a missing person, which soon spirals into a much more complex web of deceit, family secrets, and murder. The narrative is a gritty exploration of human frailty and the search for truth, imbued with the atmospheric tension and psychological depth that Brubaker is known for. Number 8. The Black Monday Murders, Image Comics. The Black Monday Murders is a comic series that merges the noir crime genre with occult horror, crafted by the creative minds of Jonathan Hickman and Tom Coker. The narrative reveals a hidden world where the high finance sector is intricately woven with arcane rituals and black magic. It posits that the true power of financial institutions comes from a profound and ancient magic that has been controlling the flow of wealth and influence. The story begins with a detective investigating a series of grisly murders connected to the most powerful bankers in the world, which leads to the unveiling of a secret society that has been shaping history through supernatural means. Dark, complex, and richly detailed, The Black Monday Murders is both a thriller and a chilling exploration of Power's occult roots. At position 7. Powers, Image Comics. Powers is a unique blend of superhero mythology and crime procedural drama, created by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Avon Oeming. The series is set in a world where superheroes, referred to as powers, are a part of everyday life and focuses on two homicide detectives, Christian Walker and Dina Pilgrim, who are assigned to investigate cases involving victims who are powers. Walker himself is a former power who has lost his abilities, bringing a personal dimension to the narrative as he navigates this vibrant and violent world. The series explores the complexities of being a superhero in a society where their celebrity status is as significant as their heroic deeds, and often, their fallibilities lead to crime and corruption. Number 6. Stray Bullets, El Capitan. Stray Bullets, created by David Lapham, is an anthology series of crime stories that stands out for its unflinching depiction of violence and its profound psychological exploration of the human condition. The series is not shy about delving into the darker aspects of life and the ramifications of crime on individuals. Each vignette is a self-contained narrative, focusing on different characters and situations, but collectively they paint a broader picture of the crime-infested world the characters inhabit. The stories range from the tragic to the darkly comedic, with an emphasis on how violence and crime affect the lives of ordinary people, sometimes pulling them into a cycle of despair and brutality. Stray Bullets is praised for its gritty realism, complex characters, and stark storytelling that often leaves a lasting impression on its readers. Getting into our top 5. At 5. Fatale, Image Comics. Fatale is a genre-bending series that intertwines the crime noir aesthetic with supernatural horror, masterfully penned by Ed Brubaker and illustrated by Sean Phillips. The narrative centers on Josephine, a femme fatale with a dark secret. She possesses the power to ensnare men with a supernatural allure that proves to be as dangerous as it is irresistible. Across different eras, Josephine leaves a trail of obsessed lovers and bodies, all while being pursued by a sinister cult with connections to eldritch horrors. Her seemingly eternal life is marked by encounters with various characters typical of noir fiction, from private detectives to corrupt police officers, all set against a backdrop of Lovecraftian cosmic dread. Position 4. The Fade Out, Image Comics. The Fade Out is a gripping noir comic series set in the post-World War II Hollywood Golden Age. Written by Ed Brubaker with art by Sean Phillips, the story centers on Charlie Parrish, a troubled screenwriter who wakes up to find himself in the same room as the dead body of up-and-coming starlet Valeria Summers. With no memory of the night before and the studio quickly covering up the death as a suicide, Charlie sets out to uncover the truth. The series paints a dark picture of Hollywood's golden era, where the glamour and glitz hide a cesspool of corruption, deceit, and moral compromise. The narrative delves into the seedier side of show business, blending a fictional murder mystery with elements inspired by real-world Hollywood history. Number 3. 100 Bullets, Vertigo, and DC Comics. 100 Bullets, by Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Risso, is a critically acclaimed crime and conspiracy series from Vertigo/DC Comics. The central premise of 100 Bullets is the presentation of a unique opportunity to individuals wronged by life. A mysterious man known as Agent Graves approaches them with an untraceable gun, 100 bullets, and evidence against those who ruined their lives. The catch is absolute immunity from the law if they choose to use these tools for revenge. As the narrative unfolds, the individual's stories interconnect, and a complex web of conspiracy involving an organization known as the Trust begins to emerge. The series is renowned for its moral ambiguity, deep character studies, and a narrative that intricately blends personal vendettas with a broader societal critique. Position number 2. Criminal, Image Comics. Criminal, by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, is a crime comic series that stands out for its rich character development and intricate storytelling. The series is a mosaic of stories set in a shared universe, revolving around various figures on the fringes of society. Each arc or issue delves into the complex lives of thieves, con artists, and hitmen, often highlighting the tragic human element behind their illicit activities. Themes of loyalty and betrayal run deep, as characters navigate the treacherous waters of their criminal lives, with each decision leading to consequences that ripple through their own stories and sometimes into those of others. The series is acclaimed for its psychological depth, moral complexity, and the gritty realism it brings to the crime genre. And now the moment you have been waiting for. At position number 1 on our best-selling crime and mystery comic book list, Sin City, Dark Horse Comics. Sin City, by Frank Miller, is a seminal work in the neo-noir comics genre, widely recognized for its unique visual style and deep, shadowy storytelling. The comic is set in the fictional Basin City, a place steeped in crime, violence, and moral ambiguity. It follows multiple narratives that often intersect, focusing on various characters, from hard-boiled detectives to down-and-out anti-heroes, each struggling in their own way against the corruption and depravity of the city. The stark black and white artwork complements the complex themes, creating a visually striking and emotionally charged environment. If you've liked this content and found it valuable, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any recommendations for crime and mystery comic books which were not on this list, but should have been, then please feel free to add them in the comments below. See you later, middle-aged geeks, and don't forget, reading comic books is not only for kids. There are genres for every age and preference.